Oatmeal has one of the best reputations of any food on earth. It lowers cholesterol. It steadies blood sugar. It's cheap. It's filling. It's the poster child of a healthy breakfast. But that raises a question almost nobody thinks to ask. What happens if you take it away? If oatmeal is doing all those good things every morning, then stopping it should remove those benefits. And what fills the gap instead might matter even more. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. For most people, what replaces the morning oatmeal is not something better. So what really happens to your body if you stop eating oatmeal? The answer is less about the oats themselves and more about what rushes in to take their place. And that's where it gets interesting. Let's start with the single biggest thing you lose. The biggest loss is that special soluble fiber inside oats called beta-glucan, and it's genuinely hard to replace. This is the fiber that forms a thick gel in your digestive system and does two remarkable things. It traps bile acids and forces your liver to pull cholesterol out of your blood to make more, lowering your cholesterol. And it slows the absorption of carbohydrate, flattening your blood sugar. When you stop eating oats, you lose one of the most convenient, concentrated daily sources of beta-glucan there is. Very few foods deliver it the way oats do. So unless you're deliberately getting soluble fiber elsewhere, from beans, barley, or certain vegetables and fruits, you likely just lose that daily cholesterol-lowering, blood sugar-steadying effect entirely. The benefit doesn't transfer to your new breakfast automatically. It walks out the door with the oats. If you care about actually understanding what your food is doing for you, instead of just following trends, this channel is built for exactly that. So consider subscribing, because what usually replaces oatmeal is where the real damage happens. Here's the part that matters most, and it's not really about the oats at all. It's about the replacement. When people stop eating oatmeal, what do they eat instead? For most, it's one of a few things: sugary cereal, toast or a pastry, a breakfast sandwich, or increasingly, nothing at all. And almost every one of those is a downgrade. Sugary cereal and pastries spike your blood sugar hard and crash you an hour later, the exact opposite of what oats were doing. A pastry or white toast is fast-digesting refined carbohydrate with little fiber. Skipping breakfast entirely can leave some people ravenous later and prone to overeating. So the real story of stopping oatmeal for most people isn't losing a healthy food in isolation. It's replacing a blood sugar-steadying, cholesterol-lowering breakfast with something that actively works against them. The oats weren't just good, they were often holding the line against a worse alternative. Let's talk about what happens to your blood sugar and energy specifically, because you'll feel this one. Remember that oats give you a slow, gentle blood sugar rise thanks to the beta-glucan gel. Swap that for sugary cereal or a pastry, and you flip to sharp spikes and crashes. That means the return of the mid-morning energy slump, the fog, and the cravings that a steady oat breakfast was preventing. Many people who quit oats for a sweeter or more refined breakfast notice, without connecting the dots, that they're hungrier before lunch and dragging by mid-morning. The steady energy they took for granted quietly disappears with the oats. And over the long term, trading gentle blood sugar for daily spikes nudges you toward more insulin stress and easier fat storage, the slow costs that add up invisibly over years. Then there's your cholesterol, which changes silently. You won't feel it, but it's happening. If oats were meaningfully lowering your LDL cholesterol through that bile acid trapping mechanism, then removing them lets that effect fade. Over weeks and months, if nothing replaces the soluble fiber, your cholesterol can drift back up toward where it would be without the oats. This is the kind of change that's completely invisible day to day. No symptom, no signal, until it shows up on a blood test. For someone who was relying partly on oats to help manage their cholesterol, quietly dropping them without a replacement can undo a benefit they didn't realize they were getting. It's a reminder that some of the most valuable things a food does are the ones you can't feel. Don't forget your gut either, because it notices too. That beta-glucan and the other fiber in oats feed your beneficial gut bacteria, helping them flourish and supporting lower inflammation and better digestion. Take the oats away, and you remove a daily source of fermentable fiber for your microbiome. If your replacement breakfast is low in fiber, a pastry, a sandwich, sugary cereal, your gut bacteria lose a food source, and some people notice their digestion becoming less regular. Your microbiome responds to what you feed it every day, and oats were feeding it well. Swap them for refined carbs, and that daily nourishment for your gut disappears, along with everything else. Now let's be genuinely balanced, because there are real, legitimate reasons to stop eating oatmeal, and I don't want to pretend otherwise. Some people are sensitive to oats or find they spike their blood sugar more than expected. Everyone's body is different, and if oats don't agree with you, that's valid. Some people eat oatmeal loaded with so much sugar, syrup, and sweetened toppings that their healthy bowl was never healthy to begin with. For them, stopping that sugary version could be an improvement, if they replace it well. And oatmeal is not magic or mandatory. You can absolutely be healthy without ever eating it, as long as you get fiber, steady carbohydrates, and good nutrition elsewhere. The point of this video isn't that you must eat oats. It's that if you stop, the outcome depends entirely on what you replace them with. And most people replace them with something worse. Let's be clear and responsible. First, none of this is medical advice, and if you rely on any food or habit to help manage cholesterol or blood sugar, changes are worth discussing with your doctor, guided by your actual blood work. Second, no single food makes or breaks your health. Oats are one useful tool, not a miracle, and their absence isn't a catastrophe if the rest of your diet is solid. Third, the real, repeatable lesson here applies far beyond oats. When you remove a genuinely healthy staple, the health question isn't just, what did I lose, but what took its place? That question decides whether removing a food helps you or quietly hurts you. So let's bring it together. Stop eating oatmeal, and you lose one of the most convenient daily sources of beta-glucan, the soluble fiber that lowers your cholesterol and steadies your blood sugar in a way few foods match. You lose steady morning energy, gaining back the spikes, crashes, and mid-morning cravings. Your cholesterol can silently drift upward, invisible until a blood test, and your gut loses a daily source of the fiber that feeds it. But the deepest truth is that stopping oatmeal, by itself, isn't the real story. The replacement is. Trade oats for beans, barley, and whole foods, and you can keep the benefits. Trade them for sugary cereal, pastries, or nothing, and you lose far more than a bowl of porridge. You lose the quiet, daily protection it was giving you, and hand your mornings over to something that works against you. The humble bowl of oats was doing more than you ever noticed, which is exactly why what you do without it matters so much. If you want to keep learning what the everyday foods on your plate are truly doing for you, and what really happens when you add them or take them away, there's a whole collection of these videos waiting for you on screen right now.